So now we study great moral consciousness, Mahakusala Chaita. So remember, we can also call Kama Vachara Kusala Chaita. Or in brief, we can say Kama Kusala Chaita. No? Moral minds that arise in the sense sphere. No? Kama means sense sphere. So there are eight consciousness. If you look at the symbols, they are similar to the 8 greed-rooted consciousness. Yesterday we learned about 8 greed-root consciousness. Remember, greed-rooted consciousness, Lobha Mula Chaita. So I just to point you out, the names are similar to those 8 greed-rooted consciousness. No? The only difference is in the greed-rooted consciousness we have deity here. Deity kata samyutam, deity kata vibhutam. Deity is the wrong view. Now we are having jnana. No? Jnana. Jnana means wisdom. Jnana samyutam means associated with wisdom. So instead of wrong view, we get the wisdom here. So the names are the same as we read the 8 greed-rooted consciousness. For example, here, number 1, plus sign means somanasa sahagatam, accompanied by pleasant mental feeling. Jnana samyutam, associated with wisdom. Asankharikam ekam, unprompted consciousness. So here, one consciousness means one great moral consciousness. So yesterday we gave you 8 greed-rooted consciousness. No, so I like you to remember these. So here the first consciousness. No, we say somanasa sagatam, deity kata samyutam, asankharikam ekam. Now we just change this deity into jnana. Now we go back to the 43 again. So now how do you call this consciousness? Please read. Somanasa sagatam. Please read. Somanasa sagatam, jnana samyutam, asankharikam ekam. What would be the meaning? One consciousness, unprompted, and accompanied by pleasant mental feeling or joy, accompanied by joy, and associated with, samyutam, associated with wisdom. So if you know one consciousness, then I do you know the rest very easily. For number 2, you just change asankharika into sasankharikam ekam. So for number 3, 3 and 4, so instead of jnana samyutam, you say jnana vibhutam. Jnana vibhutam, dissociated with wisdom, not associated with wisdom. So if you know this 4, so the remaining 4, you just change somanasa into upekha. Upekha sagatam, jnana samyutam, asankharikam ekam, sasankharikam ekam. So we just read one time. So please read. You should understand and you should be able to read very easily. So this one pair we are going to read. Somanasa sahagatam, jnana samyutam, asankharikam ekam, sasankharikam ekam. The next pair. Somanasa sahagatam, jnana vibhutam, asankharikam ekam, sasankharikam ekam. The next pair. Upekha sahagatam, jnana samyutam, asankharikam ekam, sasankharikam ekam. Upekha sahagatam, jnana vibhutam, Asankharikam ekam, sasankharikam ekam. Now you can read and you should know the meaning. So now, the meaning. So I have already told you. So ekam is one consciousness. Asankharikam means unprompted. And somanasa sagatam is accompanied by joy or pleasant mental feeling. And associated with samyutam, jnana samyutam, associated with knowledge. So if you know the meaning of one, when you go to number two, instead of unprompted, you get prompted. Asankharika, sasankharika. In 3 and 4, the same meaning, instead of accompanied by joy, we say associated with knowledge. So we say dissociated with knowledge. Jnana vipyutam means dissociated with knowledge. So these 4 and these 4 are the same. We just change the accompanied by joy. This joy is now you get indifference. That is neutral feeling. Accompanied by neutral feeling. That's all. Below we have applications. So when do Mahakusala Chaitas arise in you? When you perform meritorious deeds. These Chaita will arise in you. What are the meritorious deeds? What are meritorious deeds? So you have to remember just 3. Dana, alms giving. And then Sila, observing moral precepts. And number 3, Bhavana, meditation. So in brief, that is in short, we say these are 3 kinds of meritorious deeds. Now we are listening to the teaching of the Buddha, so that is included in bhavana. When you say prayers at home, it is bhavana. Meditation, the same thing. So if you are radiating loving kindness, may all living beings be happy and well, that is bhavana. Bhavana. So the Buddha said, these are great blessing to you. They will support you to become rich, to become prosperous. So we try to do meritorious deeds as much as possible. Try to offer alms every day. So usually we have the Buddha, the Buddha's temple in our house in Myanmar. We always have. Or you can have just a picture of the Buddha. So you can just offer 1 cup of water. Buddha, I offer you 1 cup of drinking water. Billions and billions of good karma. Buddha, I offer you just 1 flower. Billions of good karma. So then you say, Buddham saranam namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Billions and billions of good karma. Buddham saranam gacchami. Billions of good karma. So you will be very, very rich. That is the real rich man. What you possess the money now, you have to leave behind when you die. But those good karma always follow you life after life. That is your real possession, the Buddha said. Now when you do meritorious deeds, and if you do with the knowledge of karma and its result, so karma, if you know karma and result, we say you have wisdom. So your Mahakusala Chaita will associated with knowledge or associated with wisdom, then your merit is greater. You get greater merit. And also when you offer, you do the offering or observing moral precept, or now you are saying prayer, etc. So if you do it unprompted, if it is unprompted, that means your mind is very active. spontaneous, arise spontaneously. No, we say volitionally active. So also you get very strong karma. No, that is good. That is a good way. And also if you do with joy, no, if you do with joy, oh, that's also good. So if you are joining, then your mind is active. So again, the karma is stronger, great. So if you do just with neutral feeling, so it may not be very strong, your karma. No? So if you know that, no, you can get great merit in doing meritorious deeds. So here in the application we say only two types of consciousness, which bear karma seed or the karma property. So they are the immoral minds, akusala citta, and the moral minds, kusala citta. So they have akusala citta will give you bad karma, kusala citta will give you good karma. And then the vipaka citta and the kriya citta, they don't have any karma properties. No, vipaka, the resultant consciousness, they are the result of the past karma. So they don't produce any karma property anymore. No, you enjoy the fruit or the result of the past karma with mahavipaka citta. So we say, when the karma, kusala karma bear result, you will be born in celestial realm or in human realm with mahavipaka citta. So mahavipaka citta, it starts our present life as rebirth consciousness, and then as life continuum, it keeps us alive, and then so finally we die from here. And the mahavipaka citta and mahakriya citta, so we say they have no roots. And in the case of the kriya citta, we say when arahats perform meritorious deeds, kusala citta do not arise in them. Instead of mahakusala citta, mahakriya citta will arise in them. So kriya means functional. So in order to have them to accomplish that meritorious deed, mahakriya citta arises. But arahats are the noblest among the noblest person. They have no lobha, no greed, no anger, no ignorance. So they don't expect anything by doing meritorious deed. And they don't have any future life again. So they don't need any karma. So only mahakriya citta arise in them. So we try to answer this question, exercise 1. If we offer alms without being prompted by anyone, and if we also feel glad at the time of offering, so what citta will arise? So when you offer alms, that means dana, you're doing meritorious deed, so you know mahakusala citta will arise. And then what mahakusala citta? So to know that, we give you being prompted. So if you offer alms only prompted by you or by others, so when you prompt by you, so how do you prompt yourself? You should donate. You should not be a miser. You should not be stingy. Try to donate. You will get a lot of good karma. This karma will make you rich in the past lives or the future life. So then you offer. So that is prompted by you. And other people can also, oh, you better do donation. It's a good, it is a good chance. So if you have the chance to offer alms, to offer anything to noble person, so if the person has greater virtue, you also get greater merit. If you pay to a miser, to the just an ordinary person, like a poor person like that, so his merit, his virtue is low, so the merit you get is also low, So like in the case of Buddhism, we have highest, the noblest object of veneration, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. So by offering them, then so you get a lot of merit. So you may ask, how can we donate to the Dhamma? Donate to the Buddha, to the Bhikkhu. So in the case of the Dhamma, you can donate. So in the case of Dhamma, like we are going to have a Dhamma talk, like here, the Abhidhamma class. So you support for it. And you can also support to the preacher, to the teacher. And now you can you can buy the Dhamma books and try to let your friends read it. So there is Dhamma donation. So the Buddha said, among all donation, Dhamma donation will give you the greatest merit. Now the name of the consciousness in this exercise. So we say, as you donate, donate alms, it would be Mahakusala Chaita. And you are not being prompted by anyone, so it would be asankharika, unprompted. And then you do it where you feel glad at that time. That means you have joy. So having joy means is somanasa sagatam. But to know this jnana samyudam, associate with wisdom. So I should add one phrase like this, with knowledge of karma. So if he perform the offer alms with knowledge of karma, that would be jnana samyudam. Then you get the full name, Somanasa Sagatam Jnana Samyudam Asankharika Mahakusala Chaita. Now number 2, young children without knowledge of karma and karma result. So the children, they don't know about karma. So it is with the jnana vipyutam, not associated with wisdom. And now they pay homage joyfully to Imam or the Buddha's image. If they pay homage, they are doing meritorious deeds, so it would be Mahakusala Chaita. Joyfully. So that means, with joy, that is the jnana, the somanasa sagatam. Somanasa sagatam, with joy. Now they are prompted by their parents. Now you better pay homage to the Bang, to the Buddha. So if they are prompted, so we say it is the Sasankharika Chaita. So the full name, Somanasa Sagatam Jnana Vipyutam Sasankharika. No, you should not say Ekam, you should give the name, the name. So it is Mahakusala Chaita. Now on page 45, we gave you 8 more exercises. So the answers are already given. There is the answer is the first Mahakusala Chaita, second Mahakusala Chaita. Now you just look at number 8. Try to answer it. A girl prompted by her mother, prompted, so it will be Sasankharika. Washes her parents' clothes. So this is all meritorious deed. You wash your parents' clothes and other people's clothes. You cook for others. So we call this the merit of the, what do you call it? Self-service to others. Self-service to others. So you are just like you are offering money. Now you are offering your effort and energy to do this meritorious deed. This is also meritorious deed. Without joy. So if you do it without joy, it is again upikha sagatam, accompanied by neutral feeling. And without thinking about karma and result. So that means dissociated with wisdom. So what would be the chaita? So number 8, upikha sagatam, jnana vipyutam, sasankharika mahakusala chaita. So the same type of chaita will arise in you. So when you are quite sleepy, I'm going to go to bed. But I must pay homage to the Buddha before I go to bed. So you just make No? You bow 3 times on your pillow. So what Chaita would be that? So no, you are sleepy, so you don't want to pay homage anymore. You prompt yourself. Now you better pay homage to the Buddha, so you will not 3 times without joy, without thinking about karma and result. So again, it was the poorest, the poorest Chitta, the same Chitta like here. No? You get married, but the poorest married. So if I ask you, what is the main purpose of living? What would be the best way of living? So what is your answer? So the answer I like to get is to live with moral minds. No, to live with moral mind, Mahakusala Chitta. So to get the moral minds, no, you have to do meritorious deeds. No, meritorious deeds. So the easiest way of doing meritorious deed is just reflecting the attribute of the Buddha. Araham, Araham, Araham. So the first attribute of the Buddha is Araham. Arahato and Araham, the same. They mean the same thing. No, by Araham, no, the meaning is the Buddha is the purest and the noblest and most worthy of veneration. No, you just know that. He is the purest. His mind is totally free from greed, anger, ignorance. No? And he is the noblest and most worthy of veneration. No? Because he is the noblest, you get great merit by just paying homage to the Buddha. Araham, Araham, while you are walking home, Araham, Araham. While you are riding the bus, Araham, Araham. So billions and billions of good karma. No, you're putting billions of money in the bank. So that is the eternal bank. No? You can use them for many lives. No? That is the main thing to do. No? Like working for money and enjoying sense pleasure, they are secondary one. No? So as worldlings, we have greed, we have the anger, so we have to work to get money and then to enjoy sense pleasure, but not much. No? If you spend 7 hours just watching television, that's not good. Not like Americans, you say, the average time of Americans watching television is 7 hours, they say. 7 hours a day. So that means just wasting your time. No, while watching, you're just living in greed-rooted consciousness, lobha mula chaita. So akusala karma by billions every second. So don't do that. No? Okay. So if you want everybody to love you and to be very beautiful in the next life, you develop loving kindness. May all living beings be happy and well. May all living beings be happy and well. So you meditate like that. No? So you will be very happy. Everybody love you. And you will be very beautiful. Now this 8 great resultant consciousness, Mahavipaka Chaita, and 8 great functional consciousness, Mahakriya Chaita, their names are the same as 8 Mahakusala Chaita. The same. The same. And if you want to differentiate between those 3, now this is the way how we differentiate. Now for Mahakusala Chaita, we have read number 1, Somanasa Sagadam, Jnana Samyudam, Asankharika Mahakusala Chaita. Now it is the resultant consciousness. You just change this into Vipaka. Kusala is changed to Vipaka. The same thing. Somanasa Sagadam Jnana Samyudam Asankharika Mahavipaka Chaita. For functional consciousness, you just change into Kriya. Somanasa Sagadam Jnana Samyudam Asankharika Mahakriya Chaita. So that's the way we differentiate them. So we say normal consciousness in a person. So in the sense sphere, Altogether, there are 54 consciousness can arise. But 9 of them, no, the 9 of them means the no. So no, these are 54 chaita that arise in the sense sphere. So we are in the sense sphere. So among these 54 consciousnesses, no, this Hasitupada, no, we say it is a smiling consciousness of Arahats and Buddha. So they do not arise in us. No? And then the 8 Mahakriya Chaita, they arise only in Arahats and Buddha. No? So they don't arise in ordinary people. So these 9 do not arise in us. So how many consciousness that can arise in us? So of these 54, you just subtract these 9. The remaining 45 chaitas can arise in us. No? So that means 12 akusala chaita. No, instead of 18, 17. No, the rootless consciousness, with the exception of Hasitupada, and also 8 Mahakusala chaita and 8 Mahavipaka chaita. So that is 45 chaita will arise in us. So we are talking about this 54 Kama Vajra chaita. So of these 54, no, these 9, as they arise in Arahats or Arahantas and Buddha, they don't arise in other people. So for the remaining people, we have only 45 consciousness. No? And now I'm going to talk about this and the Logura Chaita later on. Now we go to this, no, to this topic now, to this column. No? To this column. 15, Rupa Vajra Chaita. Rupa Vajra, Rupa means material. No? Rupa Vajra means fine material sphere. That is the Brahma realm. So these 15 chaitas arise mostly in the Brahma realm, Rupa Brahma realm, the Brahma who has form. But they can also arise in us. No? So if we try to meditate, we can attain this 5 Rupa Vajra Kusala Chaita. And Arahats, they can attain the 5 Rupa Vajra Kriya Chaita. And we cannot attain this 5 Rupa Vajra Vipaka Chaita, no, which will serve as rebirth consciousness, life continuum, and death consciousness of Rupa Brahma. So they arise only in the Brahma realm. You understand? The same thing just like here, no, Mahakusala Chaita. We say, no, if you are non-arahats, they do meritorious deed, Mahakusala Chaita arise in us. So for arahats, only Mahakriya Chaita, no, will arise instead of Mahakusala. And these Mahavipaka Chaita, they function as our rebirth consciousness, to be reborn here in the, no, in the sense sphere, in the human realm and celestial realm. And they will function as life continuum to keep us alive. They will keep on arising one after another till we die, and finally as death consciousness. So for human beings and celestial beings, no, celestial beings mean the devas. So we have this 8 Mahavipaka Chaita as our rebirth consciousness, life continuum, etc. And for the Rupa Brahma, this is their rebirth consciousness. No, the Rupa Vajra Vipaka Chaita is their rebirth consciousness, life continuum, and death consciousness. So that, no, Vipaka Chaita cannot arise in us. So here, no, the fine material sphere consciousness. There are 15 of them, be divided equally into 3 groups. The first group is Rupa Vajra Kusala Chaita, no, moral consciousness. And we also call it Rupa Jhana, moral consciousness. And this Rupa Vajra Vipaka Chaita, No? So we can also call it Rupa Jhana, resultant consciousness. Vipaka is resultant consciousness. And Kriya Chaita, functional consciousness, you can also call it Rupa Vajra Kriya Chaita or Rupa Jhana, functional consciousness. All these are Jhana Chaita. Jhana Chaita. So they are more developed and more noble than the sense sphere consciousness. They are the higher consciousness. Now the next question is, what is jhana? So on page 47 we give the answer. 47, sister. Now this is the question. Now what is jhana? Jhana is mental absorption. Now that means your mind remains focused or remains absorbed on a sense object for hours. For hours means for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. No? If you practice well up to 7 days at a time, how amazing. 7 days you can remain in the jhana. Very blissful. No? So very blissful. No? You don't need to eat for 7 days. You don't need to go to the toilet. No? You don't need to feel any pain in your body. No? So you can just remain absorbed for up to 7 days, he said. So how nice. And we also define jhana like this. Jhana is a combination of 5 jhana factors. In Pali, jhana factors are called jhanenga. These factors, number 5, so we give you, they are neutral mental factors. Neutral mental factors. When we develop these mental factors, they become fully developed. Your mind will remain absorbed in one's object for several hours. And that is called the jhana. Now we shall learn about these 5 factors. So previously I also taught you about the 6 mental factors. Remember, 3 immoral roots, 3 moral roots. So they are very important mental factors. Now these 5. One is vitaka, we call initial application, that applies the mind to the sense object. Now, to develop the jhana, this Rupa Vajra jhana, the Buddha taught us 40 objects to focus on to develop the jhana. So, in-breath, out-breath is one. And another here we are going to show you is an art disc. We make an art disc. So you just sit there and you just focus your attention on that art disc. So the art is called Pathavi in Pali. So instead of meditating art, we meditate Pathavi. So while you are looking at the art disc there and you Pathavi, that means you are applying your mind onto that object. Now this vitaka applies our mind to various objects. Now it is applying your mind to my voice. So now you know what I am talking about. Now when you look at here, so vitaka applies your mind to the book. And then when I point there, it applies to there. So sometimes while you are reading there, your mind goes out to your house, to your job, maybe to the supermarket. So that means vitaka applies your mind there. So it can apply your mind to various objects. So we have to control it. That the Buddha said. That is why the Buddha said, your mind is always wandering, dispersing. So try to control it, the Buddha said. If you can control it, you attain human happiness, the best human happiness. And then celestial happiness. That means when you die, you are going to become a Brahma. You can enjoy a very great bliss there for 500 war cycles, 1,000 war cycles. No, not 1 year, 2 years, one world, and 10 worlds, no, 1,000 worlds. Very long life. No, you can enjoy there. So that is Vitaka. Now Vichara follows Vitaka. No, Vitaka applies the mind to the object, so its job is finished. Now Vichara try to take this object again and again. So we say it is sustained application. No? And it examines the object again and again. So by observing it again and again, so Vichara makes the mind to stay on the object for longer period, for longer time. Number 3 is piti, is joy or pleasurable interest in the object. So we say, if you have joy in a place, by staying there you have joy, then you become happy. You want to stay there for longer time. So by that way, piti also try to keep the mind longer on that object, by developing joy and interest in the object. Now Vedana is feeling or sensation. Now we have already seen that every consciousness is associated with feeling. Some of them associate with pleasant feeling, some with painful feeling, some with neutral feeling. So there are 5 types of feeling, and the 2 types that associate with the jhana is either sukha, pleasant feeling. So when we say pleasant feeling here, it can be both pleasant mental feeling and pleasant bodily feeling. And then upekha, you already know, is neutral feeling. So these 2 feelings can associate with the jhana. Ekakada. Now you can read. You have to pronounce a. Remember. Ekak. K-A-G. Kak. Kata. Gata. Ekakada literally means one-pointedness. One-pointedness, and we also call it concentration. In Pali, concentration, we call it samadhi. Samadhi. Now, this ekagada is most important among these 5 jhana factors. So when we meditate, the moral mind, kusala citta will arise. And this kusala citta can associate with 34 mental factors. 34 mental factors, including these 5. So ekagada unites all these consciousness and mental factors together, not to disperse, unites together, and then harmoniously unites them and keep them fixed on the sense object. So if the ekagada becomes very strong, then it can keep your mind fixed on the object for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So we say you attain samadhi, concentration. You attain concentration. So if that concentration is high enough, you attain the jhana.